Zane and the Hurricane, A Story of Katrina by Rodman Philbrick. 1 year later. When I look back on it, the only thing I'd change about what happened is this. I wouldn't call the place Smellyville. That was childish and insulting to all the people who live in New Orleans, or used to live in New Orleans. So much was washed away in the flood, so many homes and lives, that 100,000 people haven't been able to return. One of them is my great-grandmother, Beatrice Jackson, Miss Trissy. She lives with us now up here in New Hampshire, and has joined a church and sings in the choir. They wrote about her in the paper, about her amazing voice and the amazing story of her life, and like that. There aren't many black people living in this area, but Grammy seems to have found them all, and me and Mom are getting to know them too, which is really great. As for Melvina, she came to visit this past summer, and that was cool once she got used to it. I talk to her almost every day on the phone, and she's doing pretty good, all things considered, and still cracking jokes. The jokes are getting better, too. She lives with Belinda, who has been appointed her legal guardian, because her mother came out of rehab and then had to go back, which is sad. Melvina says she doesn't hate her mom, just the opposite. She feels sorry for her and hopes she'll someday get free of the drugs. There's always hope, and in the meantime, Melvina is really serious about wanting to have a career in comedy. You wouldn't think that tragedy can be turned into comedy, but it can. That's the whole point. Like Melvina says, she has a lot of material. Dead father, druggy mother, what a hoot! A lot of people wouldn't get it, but I do. Mr. True has been staying with Belinda too, until his new place is built, in a block of new homes reserved for local musicians. But a lot of the time he's on the road with one band or another, some of them famous, like Kermit Ruffins and Harry Connick Jr., and like that. His friends sponsored this fundraiser in the French Quarter to help him get some new brass, and so much got donated that he gave away instruments to all kinds of other musicians, which was a beautiful thing. He and Melvina are still tight. I'm sure they always will be, because he saved her life by risking his, and she saved his by risking hers. You can't get tighter than that. In case you're wondering, Bandit made a full recovery. We got him this prosthetic paw that slips over his wounded leg, and he can run full blast on all four legs and do everything he could do from before, like chase squirrels. Not that he's ever caught one. Mom says if he ever does, he'll make friends with it, and that's probably true. Oh yeah, Dylan Toomey. This is sad, I guess. But about a month after the storm, he was killed by one of the underage kids who worked for him selling drugs. It's awful and all, but Grammy said it best when she heard the news. She said, "The wages of sin is when people do unto you what you did unto them." Amen to that. To be honest, there's a lot I don't understand about what happened after the storm, and why some people were so good and full of love and others so mean and hateful. But this much I do know. That day on the bridge, I was a proud African American. I was a white kid from New Hampshire. I was my mother's baby. I was my father's son. I was the one and only Zane Dupree. The Path of Hurricane Katrina.